that's fantastic.
Methylene blue is not only neutralizing oxidative stress, it's improving the efficiency of the energy system itself, the mitochondria itself.
Correct, right. So and there's very few compounds that do that, right? And what I always talk about, so a good example of this is somebody does like a sauna protocol for detox, right? And they're using the sauna to help, mobilize and sweat. And they come out of the sauna and they feel terrible. They feel like they just got hit by like a brick wall or a bus. And this is the thing, right? If you're helping clean up and detoxify, that's great and amazing. But if you don't have the capacity to make energy, you're still going to feel terrible, even
Because
with
how
all
are you
that
going to clean it
detox
up?
gone.
The
Right,
liver
right.
itself has so many mitochondria, and it has to work so hard to get rid of the toxins and the stressors that we come in contact to.
But you add on the methylene blue with it, you don't feel wiped out when you get out of a sauna because you had enough energy support along the way to help mobilize, to help support the detoxification system at the same time. So again, it's very, very, very interesting the way it works.
I'm going to highlight again what you just said, Amanda, that when you're in a sauna, you do sweat out some toxins. I think people have this misconception that they sweat out most of the toxins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you don't jump in the shower right away, you can reabsorb them into your body.
Well, even like
Right.
you don't have it's not like you're a wash rag and you just get wrung out and all the toxins go out. Yeah, it would be.
It would
And
be.
so if you think about it, we actually get rid of more toxins by exhalation than any other form, but it's primarily CO2. But some of these, yeah, exhale those toxins. But
Take some deep breaths in between. Deep
our
breaths in between.
liver has to do so much work, and you just rearranged most of the deck chairs. And so it's a mess, and you're going to feel awful if you don't have energy to do all that work, right? And I think for the listener at home, the patients, I don't think they understand necessarily how much detoxification is going to go on outside of their sweating that they need increased energy capacity to achieve.
100%. But as you said, is the mobilization that really matters. And
It's just
what
opening everything up. Kind of like, when put some heat on your face, open up those, like that's what you're doing to your cells. You're opening up your cells to release. You're giving your cells permission to release toxins into your bloodstream so that your body can get rid of them. But if you don't have the right fuel or energy to get rid of them, you're going to feel like poop.
Most of those cells are more centrally located, and you have to get it out by way of the lymphatics to the bloodstream to the liver. And so it's
Yes.
still a liver kidney process.
and so what I always talk about with my patients is that what methylene blue can do, it's not going to solve the problems. It's not going to solve your need to change your diet and your lifestyle, get on optimized levels of supplementation. It's what it's going to do is help support you now so that over the long term, it's easier to get there. It's easier to think about taking that walk around the block if you have a little bit more energy and a little bit less pain, a little bit less inflammation. It's easier to think about, working on a relationship with your spouse that's stressful. It's very, very difficult to think in nuance in gray area if you don't have enough energy.
Right.
This
Yeah.
is why black and white thinking is so common and so easy for people, is because it takes less energy to think about things either in one way or the other way. If you want to live in nuance, you have to have more energy to be able to do that, more energy production capacity. And that's what methylene blue can actually do.
What I love about you describing that is that that's really the essence of us becoming true, the deep humanity that we want, right? We don't really want to be frogs or lizards where either we're safe or unsafe. It's not this reptile brain. We want to live in those gray areas where we can feel deep emotions and experience things and say, yeah, I can see all the different. That's why everything from watching a drama on some movie to having a conversation with someone, it's about all of that nuance. And really, that's the beauty of life, right? And so to tie that back to what you just said, that's why we need to live healthy and find these magic bullets, is because that's the sweetness of life, right? That nuance. So I love that.